So let's talk about managing the time. So hands up, how many of you have read or scanned through or anything, Getting Things Done? The book I sent you, Getting Things Done. Hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, pretty good. So there's a reason I sent you that book. It is the best book on how to manage your time or master your time, however you want to look at it. Because if you have a process for litigation, you have a process now for business development, you don't have a process for how you manage your time, that's a possible issue, okay? So it should allow us to schedule time for client retention and growth, to make it a daily or weekly thing. We'll come back to that in a few minutes, making a point on your calendar. And of course, does anybody know David Allen's 4Ds? Show of hands, anybody remember the 4Ds? Okay, so what David Allen does is he says, look, everything that comes into your head, an email, a phone call, a Facebook message, a new client opportunity, a networking opportunity, you have to decide on the fly what to do with that information. You can deal with it haphazardly, or you can have a process of how to deal with it. And obviously, anytime you have a process, you're going to deal with it better than if you have no process. So Amir, what are the 4Ds of David Allen?
Yeah, I think I think the first one was like, if you could do it quickly, and I forget, it's like 2 or 3 minutes or something like that. Like, just do it yourself, right? Get it
so
out
if it's something, if it's something that comes into your world and you can knock it out in 2 minutes or less, just do it. So Keith emails me, says, hey, Steve, I want to meet this week. And I say, no problem. Here's my scheduling link. Get it set up. How long did that take me? Like 30 seconds. But I'm not having that weight of Keith's request along with all the other requests during the day weighing me down. I knock it out. It's done. It's on him. And I'm done. I can think about other things, get back to whatever I'm doing. Okay. So that's the do it. What's the next one, Amir?
I think the next one was, if you are the right person to do it, but it'll take you longer than 2 minutes, just then set aside time later on, like defer it, I think, right?
Yeah, defer it.
Yep.
Exactly. So now it's Keith asking me to review his infomercial, and I know it's going to take me 15 minutes to kind of review it, go over it, wordsmith it, get it back to him. That's not something I'm going to do on the fly. That's something I'm going to schedule in my calendar when I see I have a gap. And if I can't do it today, I'll email him in the 2 minutes and say, can't do this today. I'll do it tomorrow. I've got time scheduled for it. And now I've done the 2 minute, I'm on it, and I've got time scheduled to do it. Okay. The next one, Amir, right, is delegate.
Yep. Delegate. Give it to somebody. If there's somebody else on the team, like an assistant or something. Like I've been doing that more recently, just having her set up my, forward and have her deal with the setting up the appointments and stuff. So I don't have to like go into Outlook and do that stuff. And I think the last one was, if it's like unimportant, like random stuff, like you get a call from an unknown number. I think that it was the example, like you don't do it, delete it or something, right?
Yeah, drop it, right.
Yeah.
I do want to spend a minute though, just 30 seconds on delegate. We don't delegate enough. I have an estate planning client who isn't delegating anything. She's doing everything: bookkeeping, admin, social media, everything. And I ask, how many hours are you billing? And it's never enough, because she's doing everything herself. I just hired a VA out of the Philippines for $10 an hour. I think I'm paying $350 a month. She's doing 4 videos for me a week. She's handling all my assessment requests, which is about 35 a month. She's also, and she's doing LinkedIn. She's connecting me with about 300 people a week on LinkedIn, and 35 custom messages. So I'm connecting with new lawyers on LinkedIn. It's amazing that, to have someone take that off my plate and do it for almost no money. So delegate to your assistant, delegate to your paralegal, clerk, associate, anything and everything you can. If you're not doing that, if you just say, well, it's just easier if I do it myself, and you add up those hours, I'll bet you'll be stunned at how much it adds up to. I have found attorneys with an entire week, a month, that they could add on to their time, a billable time and BD time, based on the BS that they're dealing with every day. One guy, a estate planner, Orion, check this out, 2 hours of copies a day. We figured out he was doing 2 hours of copying a day. Why? He goes, I don't know. It's just easier. It's right here in my office. I just do it. I go, well, what a freaking joke. So that's 2 hours times 5 days a week. That's 10 hours a week, 40 hours a month. That's an extra week of billable time because he needs to hand that off to an assistant. And the list goes on and on. So really consider what you can delegate or what you just shouldn't be doing at all. Drop it. So read this David Allen book. It's really, really good. Once you read it and start executing on it, you'll start to realize, how much time you're going to save because you invested a couple hours in reading that book or scanning it.